Good evening, friends. I am back, and we are on day 21. Now, we are like 3 weeks in, guys. We're on day 21, and it is chapter 27 through 29 of Genesis. So, let's get right into it. So, Isaac calls to bless Esau. So, we remember in the beginning of their story when um, Rebecca was pregnant with the twins. God said that the youngest was going to be over the oldest, and the oldest was going to serve the youngest. Then we see how it all transpired with, Esau giving up his birthright. Well, I don't know if the dad had intention of trying to undermine all that because he felt like his son, because his son was favorite was Esau. But Isaac told Esau, "Look, I'm getting old. I'm going blind. Before I die, I want to give you a blessing. So go out, go hunt for me, go make my food that you usually make. That's my favorite. When you come back and I eat, I'm going to bless you before I die." So Esau's like, okay, cool, great. He go out, go get his bow and everything, and he go out to go hunt so he can come back and get the blessing. But Rebecca, the wife, is listening, and she's like, oh, we're not going to bypass what God said about my favorite son. So she's listening, and she says to Jacob, you know what? I heard your father, he said he's about to bless your brother. So go out and get me 2 donkeys. I'm going to go ahead and make this food, and you're going to go in and you're going to give it to your dad, and he's going to bless you. And he's like, but my brother is hairy and I'm smooth. Like, how is that going to work? So she's like, look. He's like, because what if he realizes me, he put a curse on me or something. So the mom's like, no, the curse will come on me if that's the case. Just listen to me. Go do what I'm telling you to do. So he went. He got the food. She made the savory dish. She got the best garments that were Esau's, his older brother. Put them on him. And then she put the skins of the young goats on him. So he got the goat, she cooked the goat, she put the skins of the goat on Jacob so that it would seem like it was, Esau. And then she gave Jacob the dish, the bread, and was like, go take it to your dad. So then he goes into his dad, and he's like, my father. And Jacob's like, here I am. Esau's like, here I am. Who are you, my son? So he's like, I am Esau, your firstborn. I have done as you told me. Rise up, please sit and eat my game that your soul may bless me. So then he's like, how is it that you found it so quickly, my son? And then Jacob's like, well, because Yahweh, your God, caused it to happen to me. So see how he used that? And then he says, please come near. Isaac like, come near me. So I may feel you, my son, whether you really are my son Esau or not. So Jacob comes near, and he felt the fur on his hands. So he's like, the voice is the voice of Jacob, but the hands are the hands of Esau. So he couldn't really tell. He like, okay. So then he says, are you really my son Esau? And he says, I am. He said, well, bring it near so I can eat, and I'll bless your soul. So he come, he take him the food, he eat it, he drink some wine. And now he's like, please come near me and kiss me, my son. So he comes near again, and now he smells the garments that the mom put on him that was his brother's. So then he's like, see, the smell of my son is the smell of a field which Yahweh has blessed. So now may God give you of the dew of heaven and of the fatness of the earth and an abundance of grain and new wine. May people serve you and nations bow to you. Be master of your brothers, and may your mother's sons bow down to you. Cursed be those who curse you, and blessed be those who bless you. So now it's coming to fruition because he indeed is going to be over his brother. So his brother comes back, and he has no clue what happened, and he's making the food. He hunted, he made the food, he bring it to his dad, and he's like, let my father arise and eat of his son's game, that your soul may bless me. Isaac is like, who are you? And he said, I'm your son, your firstborn Esau. So now Isaac is like, who was he then that hunted game and brought it to me? And he said, he shall be blessed. So now Esau is like crying out, like, bless me also, oh my father. He's crying bitterly. He's like, your brother, he's like, sorry, your brother came deceitfully and has taken away your blessing. And he was like, is he not rightly named Jacob? For he has supplanted me these 2 times. He took away my birthright. Now, he's taken away my blessing. Have you not reserved any blessing for me? And he was like, sorry, behold, I have made him your master, and all his fellow brothers I have given to him as servants, with grain and new wine I have sustained him. And so he's like, Dad, you don't have any blessing for me? So he's like, gives him the exact opposite. It seemed like a curse. He says, behold, away from the fatness of the earth shall be your habitation, away from the dew of heaven from above. By your sword you shall live, and your brother you shall serve. But it shall be when you become restless that you will break his yoke from your neck. So now Esau is livid, and he's like, okay, you know what? In his mind, he's like, the days of mourning for my father are near, and then I'm gonna kill my brother. So when the mom overhears this, she's like, okay, you gotta get out of here, Jacob. Go to my brother's house, because we can't have you here and something happened. Like, we need to keep the lineage going and the promise going that God has granted us. So he's like, okay. And she also was thinking that she didn't want him to marry the sons of the daughters of the land, because when Esau did, it was nothing but drama with his wives. So then Isaac called Jacob and blessed him and commanded him, you shall not take a wife from the daughters of Canaan. Go down to your mother's brother's house, Laban, and get a wife, and that God will bless you, and he'll make, he'll multiply you, and all of those things. Repeat the blessing again. So Isaac sent Jacob away. So now when Esau saw that Isaac was blessing Jacob and sending him away, and that Jacob was going to do what his dad said and getting, a wife that would follow the religion that they were, now he went down and married one of Ishmael's daughters, because Ishmael was Abraham's son. That was Isaac's brother, but still it wasn't the same, because they didn't serve God either. They didn't serve God. So he was trying, but it just wasn't working out. So Jacob goes away, and he ends up having a dream, and the dream is of this ladder that is going from the earth to the heavens, and like these angels are there, and God, Yahweh, is standing above it, and he's like, I am Yahweh, the God of your father Abraham, and the God of Isaac, and the land on which you lie. And he's telling him how he's gonna make him great, and all his, give him all this land. And so when he wakes up, he's like, oh my goodness, like, God is real. And he's like, okay. He's like, if God will be with me and will keep me on this journey on which I am going, and will give me food to eat and garments to wear, and I return to my father's house in peace, then Yahweh will be my God. So he sets up this pillar to God. So then Jacob finally makes it out to Laban's area. He meets Rachel. He's like, because he's asking like about her at the well, and they're like, oh yeah, well, he's not asking about her, but he's asking about Laban. And they said, oh, Laban's daughter Rachel is on the way with the sheep. And so he like moves this whole big stone just so she can have the water for her sheep, and he like instantly falls in love with her. And he tells her everything, and then she takes him to the dad Laban, and he tells him everything. And so he's like, okay, well, you stay here and work with me, and what do you want for working with me? He said, I will serve you 7 years for your younger daughter Rachel. And then he was like, I'd rather give her to you than someone else. So he works 7 years, but it don't seem like nothing to him, because he loves her. But then Laban tricked him, and the day that they got married, he ended up switching women and giving him Leah, the oldest daughter. So, oh my goodness, Jacob was livid. But, oh well, he had to work another 7 years for Rachel. So he ended up still marrying her, but he hated Leah. So God blessed Leah. He gave her children. So, and he made Rachel barren, because, she had all the love anyway. So she had Reuben, and she's like, Yahweh has seen my affliction. And then she had Simeon. She said, Yahweh has heard, I am unloved. And then she had Levi, and she said, now this time my husband will rejoice me, because I have borne him 3 sons. But lastly, she had Judah, and she said, this time I will praise Yahweh, because at this point, even if no one else loves me, God loves me. And he loves her so much that he let her bear the child Judah, who is the descendant of Jesus. So that's love right there. See y'all tomorrow.